Imagine our earliest ancestors, long before the great mammoth hunts, huddled by a riverbank. What did they eat? How did they survive? The answer might be closer to the water's edge than you think. Today, we're diving deep into the past, back to a time when humans first looked at the shimmering waters and saw not just a drink, but a lifeline. This is the story of how we learned to fish. For early hominins like Homo habilis, survival was a daily struggle. Big game was dangerous and unpredictable, but rivers, lakes, and coastlines offered a more reliable source of food. At first, it was simple opportunism. A fish washed ashore, a shellfish exposed by the low tides. These were easy pickings. This wasn't fishing as we know it, but scavenging. Yet, it planted a crucial seed. Water holds food. Archaeological evidence, like piles of discarded shells found at ancient sites, tells us our ancestors were gathering mollusks and other slow-moving aquatic creatures for hundreds of thousands of years. It was a safe, predictable, and protein-rich meal. The real revolution came with the development of tools. Picture this: a Neanderthal, perhaps 100,000 years ago, sharpening a long piece of wood or bone. They've watched bears snatch salmon from the river. They've seen how a quick, sharp jab can work. This is the birth of the fishing spear. No more waiting for luck. Now they could actively hunt in the shallows. These early spears were simple, maybe just fire-hardened wooden points, but they were game changers. They allowed our ancestors to target larger, faster fish, dramatically increasing their calorie intake. At sites like Katanda in the Democratic Republic of Congo, archaeologists have found beautifully crafted barbed bone points dating back 90,000 years. Some of the earliest definitive evidence of sophisticated fishing technology. These weren't just crude sticks. They had barbs carved into them to ensure the fish couldn't wriggle free. This was a sign of advanced planning and a deep understanding of their prey. But what about the fish you can't reach from the shore? This challenge pushed human ingenuity even further. The next leap forward was the invention of nets and lines. Imagine early humans observing a spider's web, a natural trap of intricate design. Inspired by nature, they began weaving plant fibers, strips of hide, or sinew into simple nets. Early nets might have been used by groups of people to herd fish into a contained area where they could be easily speared or gathered. It was a community effort, fostering cooperation and social bonds. Similarly, the concept of a hook and line emerged. A sharp piece of bone, shell, or even a thorn could be tied to a length of vine. This wasn't just about catching more fish. It was about catching different kinds of fish in different environments, like deeper water. The gorge, a small pointed piece of wood or bone sharpened at both ends and tied in the middle, was an early precursor to the hook. When a fish swallowed the baited gorge, a tug on the line would cause it to lodge sideways in the fish's throat. Simple, but incredibly effective. With these new tool spears, nets, and lines, our ancestors became masters of the aquatic world. This had a profound impact on human migration and settlement. Before, human populations were often tied to the migratory routes of large land animals. But fishing provided a stable, year-round food source. People could settle in one place for longer periods. This led to the establishment of some of the first semi-permanent settlements along coastlines and major river systems around the world. From the coasts of South Africa to the rivers of Europe and Asia, evidence of ancient fishing camps abounds. These sites are treasure troves for archaeologists, filled with fish bones, tools, and hearths, painting a picture of a life deeply connected to the water. This stability allowed for more complex social structures, technological innovation, and even the development of art. The fish wasn't just food. It was a cornerstone of developing cultures. The cognitive benefits of this new diet were enormous. Fish is famously brain food, packed with omega-3 fatty acids that are crucial for brain development and function. As early humans, and later modern Homo sapiens, incorporated more fish into their diet, it likely fueled the very evolution of our large, complex brains. This dietary shift could have been a key factor in the cognitive leap that led to symbolic thought, language, and the explosion of creativity we see in the Upper Paleolithic period. Think of the intricate cave paintings and carved figurines, the brainpower. For that abstract thought had to come from somewhere, and a diet rich in aquatic resources was likely a huge part of the equation. It's a fascinating feedback loop. Smarter humans invent better fishing tools, which provide better nutrition, which in turn leads to even smarter humans. Beyond just spears and hooks, our ancestors' ingenuity knew no bounds. They built weirs and traps, complex structures of stone or wood designed to funnel fish into a contained area as the tide went out or the river flow changed. These were massive undertakings, requiring coordinated group effort and a sophisticated understanding of water dynamics and fish behavior. Some of these ancient traps are so well designed that their basic principles are still used in parts of the world today. Then came the ultimate tool for conquering the water: the boat. The earliest watercraft were likely simple log rafts or dugout canoes, hollowed out from a single large tree trunk using fire and stone tools. Getting on the water opened up a whole new world. It allowed for deep water fishing, access to offshore islands, and became a new highway for migration and trade. The ability to fish was no longer limited to the shoreline. The entire lake, river, or even the ocean was now within reach. The story of how humans learned to fish is more than just a tale of ancient survival techniques. It's a story about innovation, observation, and adaptation. It's about how a new food source fueled our brains, allowed our societies to grow, and helped us spread across the entire planet. From a scavenger picking up a clam on the beach to a skilled mariner in a dugout canoe, the journey of our fishing ancestors mirrors the journey of humanity itself. Every time you see a fishing boat on the horizon or cast a line into the water, you are part of a tradition that stretches back hundreds of thousands of years, tradition that literally shaped who we are today. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey into the deep past. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into our shared history. What ancient human innovation do you want to hear about next? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.